Again, you're watching Kay Burley at Breakfast. The endurance swimmer Lewis Pugh has set himself a challenge to swim where no human has so far ever ventured, a lake on the Antarctic ice sheet. The UN's patron of the oceans will swim a kilometre through super glacial water to raise awareness of the climate crisis and the continuing threat to ice caps from global warming. Delighted to say that Lewis joins us now from Cape Town. Hello to you, Lewis. Thanks for joining us on the programme this morning. Last time I saw you, we were at the races, I think, at Ascot. Now you're planning to swim in freezing cold water. What's all that about?
Thank you so much, Kay. Yes, I'm heading down south to Antarctica to what we call a supraglacial lake. So a supraglacial lake is a lake which appears on top of an ice cap. Scientists have now found 65,000 of these in East Antarctica on the ice sheet. It's a manifestation of the climate emergency. I want to go down there, do a swim there, and then go to two nations, to Russia and China, to urge them to help protect this area. Under international law, 25 nations have to agree to protect this area. They've all agreed except Russia and China. So I'm going to do the swim and then straight off to Moscow and Beijing.
You've also been to party conferences to try to get your message across, haven't you, to politicians? Are they listening?
Yes, a lot of them are listening, but an awful lot of work needs to be done. You'll be aware that the climate change negotiations which took place in Madrid last week and the week before, to be honest, they were very, very disappointing. We now need action, and we need action very, very quickly across the board, all nations. And so it's going to be a very heavy lift for the United Kingdom government, which will be hosting the next climate change negotiations in Glasgow at the end of 2020.
Yes, they will. Going back to the challenge that you're facing at the start of next year, though, what's going to be the hardest part for you?
Well, the training is going to be hard. The thing about when you have swum in cold water, when you swum in really, really, really cold water, you never, ever forget it. It stays in your memory. I did a swim in the Arctic a few years back, and I still will not forget that. And so now the training, which I'm going to be doing in the Outer Hebrides, that's a tough stage where you have to spend a long time in very, very cold water preparing myself for the swim which I'm going to do down in Antarctica.
How long are you hopeful that the swim will take if all goes according to plan? It is a kilometre. I mean, you can quite literally do that in your sleep, but not with these sub-zero temperatures.
No, I mean, I pray it doesn't take any longer than 21 minutes. 21 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but when the water is about 0 degrees centigrade and when outside the air temperature can be minus 30 degrees centigrade, it is absolutely freezing. You know, as soon as I dive into that water, it's a very, very dangerous environment. I've got to swim as fast as I can, as hard as I can. 21 minutes is a long time in those conditions.
What made you think that this was the next good challenge for you, the next big challenge for you? Obviously, you have a look at the map and you think, oh, where can I go next to best highlight the challenges facing our planet? But why did you choose this one?
I always look at when we try to decide which campaign we're going to do, we ask ourselves a very, very simple: is it big enough to matter? Is it small enough to win? Okay. And around Antarctica, there are a number of very, very important areas which really need protecting. As I mentioned, 23 nations have agreed to protect these areas. Just 2 still need to protect it. I think that it's really important, and I do believe that China and Russia, presented with the right evidence, will agree to protect them. And if we do that, we'll be creating a huge network of marine protected areas around the Southern Ocean. It's one of the most important areas of the world. If we get that right, that's a really good start to 2020.
Okay, quick thought before I let you go. This advert that you've put in the paper, wanted, looking for young guns to train with polar swimmer, no tea breaks, with your contact details there as well. Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for a number of different things. I'm looking for somebody who can swim hard and fast, really get me training really, really hard. I'm looking for somebody who's got the right attitude. The water in the Outer Hebrides, in the sea, will be about 5 degrees. In the lochs, will be about 0 degrees. But lastly, most importantly, somebody who's passionate about protecting the environment and can help me get in the right condition to do the swim in Antarctica and then get to Moscow and to Beijing.
Okay, it's good to talk to you. Good luck. Hopefully we'll speak to you again before you take on the challenge. But for now, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Fingers crossed.
Thank you so much, Kay.
Thank you, Lewis.